friends, welcome to the PokeCoders channel. Don't forget to comment, like and subscribe, and make sure to follow us on social media for the latest updates. Today, we're diving into the top 10 completed Pokemon ROM hacks you can finish right now. We're talking about fully playable adventures packed with incredible stories, beautiful graphics, intense battles, custom features, regional forms, mega evolutions, quality of life upgrades, and some of the most creative ideas the Pokemon community has ever produced. These completed ROM hacks have everything a Pokemon fan could ask for. That means you can start your journey today and experience the full adventure from beginning to end. Kicking things off is Pokemon Elysium. This ROM hack delivers a mysterious and immersive adventure with a completely original region to explore. The story follows a 16-year-old girl from the peaceful island of Krista who dreams of becoming a Pokemon champion. Her goal is to earn one of the 8 coveted spots in the championship finals held on the mysterious Elysium Island. Early in the journey, you'll introduce yourself to Professor Rama, who helps set the stage for the adventure ahead and sends you into a world filled with powerful trainers, secrets, and unforgettable encounters. As you enter the lab, you'll receive your very first starter Pokemon, Cyndaquil, marking the beginning of your journey from the peaceful island of Krista all the way to the legendary finals on the mysterious Elysium Island. What makes Elysium stand out is its atmosphere. The music, story progression, and map design all work together to create a journey that genuinely feels different from traditional Pokemon games. Every area feels unique, and the game constantly builds a sense of mystery as you move closer to the legendary finals on Elysium Island. And since the game is fully complete, you can experience the entire adventure from beginning to end without interruptions. Next up is Pokemon Heart and Soul, and if you've ever dreamed of revisiting Johto but with a modern twist, this ROM hack absolutely delivers in the best way possible. This game takes everything you love about the classic Johto journey and rebuilds it with a fresh, upgraded experience that feels both nostalgic and brand new at the same time. From the moment you step into the world, you can immediately tell this isn't just a simple remake. It's a full modernization of Johto designed to feel smoother, more alive, and more immersive than ever before. You still get that cozy, familiar Johto feeling fans love, the peaceful towns, iconic routes, and classic Pokemon encounters, but everything has been enhanced with updated mechanics and quality of life improvements that make the entire adventure flow much better. One of the biggest upgrades is the physical special split, which completely changes how battles work and allows for more strategic team building. Another standout feature is following Pokemon, letting your partner Pokemon walk behind you as you explore the region, adding more personality and charm to your journey. Exploration also feels more dynamic thanks to overworld background Pokemon, which visually show notable encounters right on the routes. All of these features come together to create a polished and refreshed Johto experience that respects the original games while elevating them into something far more modern and engaging. At number 8 is Pokemon Scorched Silver, a challenging and reimagined take on the classic Johto adventure. This hack takes the familiar Johto experience and transforms it into a much tougher and more strategic journey where every battle actually matters. Trainer fights are significantly harder, team building becomes essential, and you'll constantly need to rethink your strategy if you want to survive major encounters. But despite the increased difficulty, the game stays incredibly fun thanks to its polished pacing, well-designed encounters, and balanced progression that rewards smart play rather than cheap difficulty spikes. The story takes you back to the majestic lands of Johto through the perspective of a young boy or girl from Cherry Grove City setting out on a journey to become a great Pokemon master. Set 20 years after the events of Pokemon Gold and Silver, you'll encounter both familiar faces and brand new characters as you travel across the region. Along the way, you'll begin uncovering hidden secrets that add more depth to Johto's world than ever before. You'll also discover discover a wide variety of Pokemon while following a brand new storyline where your journey becomes intertwined with a mysterious organization known as Team Phoenix, a group with dangerous intentions who are hell-bent on capturing Celebi for a sinister plan that could change the fate of the region. If you enjoy difficulty-focused ROM hacks that still feel fair, engaging, and story-driven, Scorched Silver is definitely one you'll want to finish from start to end. Coming in at number 7 is Pokemon Emerald SeaGlass, and this ROM hack is absolutely gorgeous and a must-play experience for any Pokemon fan. From the very first moments, it's clear that this isn't your typical Hoenn adventure. It features stunning Game Boy Color inspired visuals that somehow manage to make the entire region feel both deeply nostalgic and completely brand new at the same time. Every route, town, and encounter feels carefully crafted with a unique artistic charm that immediately stands out. But SeaGlass isn't just about visuals, it's a full gameplay refresh as well. Once you get your starter, it follows you. This following Pokemon feature makes the world feel more alive as your partner travels beside you every step of the way. The game also introduces modern battle mechanics, including the physical special split, which completely improves how moves function and makes battles feel more strategic and balanced. You'll also encounter unique Pokemon typings, adding surprising twists to familiar Pokemon and making team building even more exciting and unpredictable. And honestly, this is one of those ROM hacks that instantly gives you a cozy feeling the moment you start playing. But what truly makes it unforgettable is the art style. It's so unique, so polished, and so beautifully executed that it stays in your memory long after you stop playing. At number 6 is Pokemon Emerald Horizons. This is not your ordinary Emerald experience. Horizons massively expands the original game with new storylines, side quests, boss gauntlets, updated Pokemon from newer generations, and tons of extra content that keeps the adventure constantly moving forward. One of the most exciting additions is the brand new Team Rocket storyline, which completely shifts the tone of the game compared to vanilla Emerald. It adds a fresh layer of conflict, making Hoenn feel more alive, more dangerous, and far more unpredictable than before. The project was built so players can quickly achieve what they want from a team building perspective while still being held accountable through enhanced difficulty battles. Even with all its new content and systems, the game's primary identity remains a difficulty-focused ROM hack where smart decisions matter more than over-leveling. You'll also get access to Gen 1 through 8 Pokemon updated move animations, making battles feel more modern and visually satisfying. With constant challenges, meaningful progression, and a strong focus on competitive style gameplay, Emerald Horizons keeps you engaged from start to finish. Halfway through the list, we have The Pit. This ROM hack takes a completely different direction by introducing roguelite mechanics into Pokemon gameplay. Every run feels unpredictable, battles are dangerous, choices matter, and adapting on the fly becomes the key to survival. Instead of simply grinding levels, the game focuses heavily on strategy, planning, and risk management, making every decision feel high stakes and meaningful. What makes it even more intense is how the system works. You start with 3 random Pokemon and must fight your way through a random trainer gauntlet across 100 floors. Both you and the trainers use random teams, meaning no 2 runs ever feel the same. The game also includes singles, doubles, and mixed battle modes, along with tons of difficulty and challenge options to keep every attempt fresh and unpredictable. Enemy Pokemon levels are directly tied to progression progression, starting at level 1 on the first floor and scaling all the way up to level 100 on the final floor, making the climb feel increasingly brutal. Each floor features a random number of trainers ranging from 1 to 4 battles, with early floors favoring solo encounters and gradually increasing in intensity as you progress. After clearing each floor, you'll receive item drops, then move forward as the next floor warp activates. With its endless replayability and high-risk progression system, the pit stands out as one of the most unique completed Pokemon ROM hacks available right now, and easily one of the most addictive for challenge lovers. At number 4 is Pokemon HeartGold Generations. This hack modernizes the HeartGold experience with updated Pokemon mechanics, expanded encounters, stronger trainer teams, and tons of gameplay improvements that make every battle feel more engaging and strategic. The game feels smoother, faster, and more balanced while still keeping the charm and nostalgic identity that made HeartGold so beloved in the first place. For players who want a definitive Johto DS experience with modern features, this ROM hack absolutely deserves your attention. And yes, it's fully complete, meaning you can enjoy the entire upgraded journey right now without waiting for future updates. Taking the number 3 spot is Pokemon Nameless version. This ROM hack is huge. It features an ambitious story, custom events, mega evolutions, unique characters, and a massive amount of content that keeps expanding throughout the adventure. The storytelling is one of its strongest aspects. It feels dramatic, emotional, and surprisingly immersive compared to many other ROM hacks. The game also expands the world in a major way, introducing multiple explorable locations such as the Cyan region, Western Tyrant region, Sevi Islands, and Lander region, each adding more depth and variety to the overall journey. You'll also get access to a massive roster of Pokemon from Gen 4 to Gen 9, giving you endless team building possibilities across the entire adventure. And with real Mega Evolution mechanics included, battles become even more intense and strategic. But what truly makes Nameless version stand out is its story. With its emotional storytelling, expansive regions, modern Pokemon roster, and Mega Evolution system, Nameless version delivers one of the most cinematic and unforgettable ROM hack experiences out there. At number 2 is Pokemon Polished Crystal. This ROM hack is basically the ultimate version of Pokemon Crystal. It keeps everything fans loved about the original Game Boy Color Classic while improving nearly every aspect of gameplay. You still get that nostalgic Johto journey, but now it feels smoother, more modern, and far more refined in execution. You get updated mechanics, expanded Pokemon availability, modern battle features, smoother progression, and countless quality of life improvements. What makes it even better is how complete and player-friendly it is. The entire Pokédex can be caught within a single game, removing the need for trading between versions or missing out on key Pokémon. Evolution systems are also made more accessible and flexible, including item trade evolutions being reworked so you can actually complete your team without external trading requirements. On top of that, new evolution methods work properly and are fully integrated, making progression feel natural instead of restrictive. It's polished, balanced, incredibly replayable, and honestly one of the most refined Pokemon ROM hacks ever created. And finally, taking the number 1 spot is Pokemon Lazarus. This ROM hack has quickly become one of the most talked about completed Pokemon projects recently, and for good reason. Lazarus delivers an intense and highly polished experience packed with beautiful visuals, challenging gameplay, custom features, and a fresh adventure that constantly keeps players engaged from start to finish. The pacing feels excellent, the battles stay exciting, and the overall presentation feels incredibly professional for a fan-made game, almost like an official release in how refined it feels. It features multiple difficulty modes designed specifically for trainers who are seeking a real challenge, whether you want a balanced run or a hardcore competitive style experience. Nostalgic GBC style graphics giving the game a classic Pokemon feel while still delivering a modern, polished gameplay structure. An outfit system for character customization, letting you personalize your journey and stand out as you progress through the game. With its strong balance of nostalgia, challenge, customization, and modern design choices, Pokemon Lazarus stands out as a complete and unforgettable ROM hack experience. So, which completed Pokemon ROM hack are you playing first? Did your favorite make the list? Let me know down in the comments. If you want more Pokemon ROM hack content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.